All right, we're recording. So, this is the first official podcast for Desire is Energy. And we have the
I'm
lovely.
first?
Yep, you're the first.
Well,
Because before I just kind of did pop ups and stuff. So now this is the first official, episode 1, whatever you want to call it.
okay.
And we're going to make these about 5 to 10 minutes. So it's going to be, pretty short, sweet, straight to the point. So the topic I kind of want to ask her about. First, got to start off every guest. So just introduce yourself, to the...
Hi, my name is Precious. You want more than that?
Yes, we want to know your background, where you from.
Okay.
All of that.
I'm from Houston, Texas. I am a PV alumni. Woo-hoo. That's how I met him. Majored in chemical engineering, but I'm currently teaching, middle school teacher. And yeah, I'm 24. They are bad. They're really bad.
Got you.
But it's fun.
She's blessed. So, what we gonna say first, got 2 questions. First question we gonna kind of talk about. What does desire is energy mean to you?
Desire is energy. I mean, I feel like it's straight to the point. It explains itself. Like, desire, to have the desire for something is a form of energy. Like, it's straight to the point. So that just means once you truly have a passion or desire for something, once you start to attain it, you're creating and building energy. You can't do that in a podcast.
Yes, you can. Just keep going. Act like you don't know.
You're building by attaining that desire and going after it, you're producing an energy that you don't even know, but you're rubbing off on other people because energy transfers. It's the engineering. But yeah, it's straight to the point. I mean, it's self-explanatory.
Exactly. I love it. Because you got to ask everybody that. So the other topic, which is the one that's going to be a little longer, depends on, what you think about it.
Okay.
What is self-worth and how does someone evaluate self-worth? Because we know for business, right, your product is only worth what the market is willing to pay for it.
Right.
But when it comes to self-worth, how does a person evaluate that?
I mean, self-worth, I feel like it's such a broad topic type thing because self-worth is just basically it's how you view yourself, how you carry yourself, what your standards are, and how much you think you're worth for anything. So you can put that in relationships, you can put that in business, just like how much are you worth? How much is some company willing to offer you? Self-worth is just how you view yourself, your standards, your morals, just like how you carry yourself. It's really just a way of living because it just, I don't know.
Okay, so your self-worth, you mentioned about how you carry yourself, and then you said based on I guess how much people are willing to pay for you or offer for you, right? For your services or whatever you do, right?
Right.
So the question is that some people, they feel like self-worth is meaning that you don't listen to anything outside of you. Meaning that it doesn't matter if nobody wants to pay this for me. I think this up. It's like a self-esteem thing.
Right.
So I got your definition of self-worth, or what you categorize it as. So now the question is that at what point does self-worth go from being a good thing to being delusion? Because that's a topic right there. You got people that got low self-esteem.
Right.
You got people that got high self-esteem. So at what point... Yeah, let's see that. So at what point, if you tell a young lady, know her worth.
Right.
Now, obviously, she needs to have good confidence, self-esteem.
Right.
But at what point does that know your worth become, okay, you're a little delusional now. It's not, your worth isn't that high. At what point does reality step in and have to say, okay, now you're a little unrealistic?
I feel like the delusion comes into where people aren't open to criticism or just modifications, because you can know your self-worth and you can know all of that, but when someone comes up to you and just they put in their input and they're like, hey, you're doing this, but I really think if you want to see something else happen or see progression, that you should try to incorporate this or try to do that. And when that person, like you said, just shuts it down and no, this is my self-worth, this is it, this is what it's gonna be, I feel like that's where it can start to build up. But it can also not build up, because if you set your price for something, say this shirt $10, you're not about to like let someone scheme you and be like $5. You lose your profit. But I feel like it's hard to draw a precise line, but it's where you're not open to that constructive criticism where it starts to become a delusion, because we're trying to help better it and you're just closed off to that situation.
Got you. So basically at the point where it just becomes impractical.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
When she mentioned that, made me think about how, like, when you pricing, like when I'm pricing my items, my shirts and stuff, right? All right, now everything's super cheap. Like, it's the cheapest you can't get no cheaper than that without me just giving it away for free. So when people try to debate, like, people don't really try to debate the price, but it's like when you think about it, for somebody trying to go from a $10 shirt to a $5 shirt,
Right.
now it's not a matter of like, okay, is my product really worth that? To me, it's more so a matter of, okay, I just need to get a better product.
Right.
Because if people ain't willing to pay $10 for it, then I got to do better. Because it's not gonna help me or the person by me giving it to them for $5. Like, nah, you know, if I give it to them for free, because, you know, you always got people that just don't want it, period. So if you get it to them for free, like, just marketing, that's one thing. But if somebody wants to buy it, or they actually okay with buying it, but they don't want to pay over $5, and that's a transaction, then yeah, you need to either step your game up or find a better product or something, because like that's a whole, because like, you know, I'm noticing now from pop-ups and stuff, it's better for a person to just walk away and be like, yeah, that's not really my style, not really my type, than for the people that you do sell it to don't want to pay over $5 for it. That means it's not worth nothing, because the few people that like it still don't want it. So that's worth right there. So it's not self-worth, but that's definitely for business. Like, when people say know your worth, that applies more so for internal reasons. Don't try to take that into business, because that's not how it works. Like, just because I want this shirt to be $30, if one person on the earth buy it, then my shirt probably shouldn't be worth $30.
That person is only doing it for the support.
Yeah, to be kind. Or they, like, say, you're going to always have people that just really in love with, like, for no reason at all. They just really, really in love with your product.
Right.
So they'll be willing to pay for it, but, like, when I go around, like...
That's your last sale.
Exactly. It's your only sale. And like y'all already know, I be going around the malls, and people, whoever watched this, probably who met me at the mall, met me at different stuff, like, we've already had these discussions. Like, people be like, oh, you know your worth, and know your worth. Like, brother, like, that's cool and all for therapy and stuff, by yourself, praying to God. But when it comes to real world reality, your product, whatever you do, service is only as good as what people willing to pay you.
This is true.
So I don't care how good you're trying to do it. And I know this phone keep on pushing back, but it doesn't, because you got a weak stand. But anyway, like we saying though, like, you got to understand it's a big difference. Like, self-worth and what you think something should be, outside of you, what you think something should be worth are not the same thing. Mm-hmm. So let's not get that confused where you saying, oh, like, I think I want to sell this for this. Like, that's cool, but what does the market tell me? So I know this question started off as just self-worth, but it actually turned into like a complete lesson. You got to understand the difference. And even if you're not selling something, like, even like from a relationship standpoint, you got to be realistic. Like, I might think I'm worth the same as Beyonce, but that don't mean it ain't no reason for anybody else to think that. You feel me?
Hello.
So it's like, you can want what you want. I think B. Simone already went off, in her way about it. Like,
she did.
Yeah, but it's like, you can want what you want. Like, that's cool and all, but then the bigger question is, why would that person want you back? Or why would these people look at you like that? So that's why it's like a reality check, where it's like, nah, you don't want to have low self-esteem where you let people run over you, but at the same time, you can't be arrogant or cocky. You gotta stay with reality.
You know how to accommodate. Like, it's an 80-20 rule for a reason. It's gonna have some good and it's gonna have some bad, and you just gotta realize if that 20% bad is worth that 80% good.
Perfect. Oh man, it's about 9 minutes. We're keeping it short for right now. Eventually in the future.
Like 5.
Yeah, but I'm just saying under 10 minutes. But in the future I might be doing an hour, 30 minutes, depending on who you're talking to, obviously. But right now, this is my first. She is gonna be the GOAT, because when this blow up, they're gonna be like, what was the first episode? And it's gonna be her. And by then, she gonna, exactly. She gonna have, I don't know what you got planned for the next 5
My
years.
business is coming. He's gonna be on my podcast,
Okay.
and we're gonna tag each other, and We're on a money mission. Like,
Exactly.
for
Purpose,
love.
grind, everything. So, peace out. This is Desires Energy Podcast 1.